So if you sell B2B and if you're struggling to find qualified leads or sign new clients on LinkedIn, then this might be the most valuable LinkedIn lead gen video you'll ever watch. Because in this video, I'll show you guys a strategy that I haven't really seen anyone else talk about. So in this video, I'll show you guys a strategy that will help you guys to find leads who are already interested in what you guys offer. At the same time, I'll also show you guys how to build an automated system around this strategy that will help you guys to scrape those leads and then enrich those leads with their profile info and their emails, and then also qualify those leads based on your business info and custom qualification criteria using AI. All of that completely for free. At the same time, I'll also be giving away all the resources such as the automation templates. So make sure to stay till the end of the video also so that you can understand exactly how the strategy works and implement it for your business. So let's get into it. So before I go ahead and show you guys the strategy, I just want to let you guys know that there are a few things that, if you figured it out, then this strategy is going to work even better and 10 times more effective for you. Yeah, so it works well if, if you mainly have a service or an info-based business and also, B2B business. And the second one is if you have a proven offer. So now don't get me wrong. Like obviously you can use this strategy to sign the first few clients, but at the same time, if you already have a proven offer where you've fulfilled multiple clients, where you've gotten them good results, and you got great great client testimonials, then this strategy is going to work even better for you. And then the third one is if you have a dialed-in ICP. So we work with B2B businesses, is not a dialed-in ICP. We work with content agencies that are doing around $10,000 to $15,000 a month that specifically work with e-com creators is a dialed in ICP. And if you want to make it more dialed in, then you can, add location and, other things as well. But yeah, if you have a dialed in ICP, then it's going to work even better for you guys. Because if you guys remember, I mentioned that we are going to be, qualifying the leads that we scrape using AI. And then, we are going to be making our lead list, right? So the more dialed in ICP you have, the more dialed in our qualification process is going to be. Quality of the leads that we are going to get with the help of this system is just going to be 10 times better compared to if you do not have a dialed in ICP, if that makes sense. And the fourth one, in my opinion, this is the most important out of all the other points. Your LinkedIn profile is optimized. So now, regardless of the strategy, if your LinkedIn profile is not optimized, no strategy will ever work for you. Your LinkedIn profile should be as similar as, your sales page. Your LinkedIn profile should talk about what you do. It should talk about who you help, and it should talk about why they should choose you over anyone. And if it doesn't talk about these three things, then you need to optimize it. As simple as that. But yeah, your LinkedIn profile should, ideally speak these three things. Should ideally speak these three things at minimum. And then obviously you need a great profile picture, and then backed up with a good banner. And there are a few other things as well, but these are three things that you need to have, in your LinkedIn profile. But yeah, once you have these things figured out, then you can actually, leverage this strategy at its maximum efficiency, because this strategy is completely based on intent driven actions instead of, traditional LinkedIn lead gen methods. So what are traditional LinkedIn lead gen methods? Anyone who's used LinkedIn might be familiar with this strategy, I would say. But yeah, so I like to call it spray and pray method. But so basically, it involves using LinkedIn or Sales Navigator's filters to make a lead list where, just click a few buttons, add a few filters. You simply export the lead list that you get using software like, Phantom Buster or Party. And then you send connection requests to those leads. And then once they've accepted a connection request, you send messages, as simple as that. Yeah, this is the winning strategy on LinkedIn that most of the people follow so far. The reason why I think this strategy is effective, because as you can see, it's mass outreach. You're just typing in a few words without even knowing that this person might or might not be interested in what you're offering, just because they have a marketing agency. Assuming that you target marketing agency owners, just because they have a marketing agency, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are looking for a similar solution that you're offering. Right? They need to do something in order for you to prove yourself that okay, they are actually looking for a similar solution that I'm offering. That's why I said that this strategy that I'm about to show you guys is intent driven instead of just like spray and pray and just qualify based on ICP, etc. And this is exactly what the second point says. exactly what I said. Like it targets based on job title, not intent, because they're not doing anything to look for the things that you're offering. So you may never know. Obviously, you might find some leads who will be interested. At the same time, the qualification rate and the interest to non-interested ratio rate will be very different compared to the strategy and the other strategy. And then, yeah, the third point is it doesn't filter out the unqualified leads. You end up wasting time on people that were just interested to know more about what you do and, were just looking to network or connect, if you get the point. And now, don't get me wrong, this strategy yet works. I'm not saying that this strategy will not help you to sign a few clients, but all I'm saying is that you as a business owner should completely focus on strategies that gives you the most outcome. So this strategy might give you an outcome or might not give you an outcome. But the other strategy that I'm about to show you is going to definitely give you guys more ROI than this strategy itself. So that just by that logic, it makes the other strategy better than this strategy. But yeah, to add some positives to this strategy, yes, I've used the strategy myself as well to sign a few clients on LinkedIn. But again, am I using this strategy currently? No. Why? Because it's simply not intent driven. So now, yeah, let's get into the strategy that I keep mentioning so that you guys understand exactly how the strategy is. So I like to call this strategy as the sniper method because in case if you remember, like I mentioned that this strategy is mainly intent driven, right? So we are not, choosing out or sending messages to people just based off our ICP, right? So we are completely, choosing the leads that we want to reach out to, which is exactly why it's called the sniper method because we wait for our leads or our ICP to do certain intent driven actions, and then once they've done certain actions, then we send them a message or then we add them to our lead list, which is why exactly this strategy works better because they literally have a proof of their action that they are interested in something that we are offering, and which is exactly why this strategy is more effective. Why does this strategy work? It starts with proven interest, which is exactly what I said, like intent. And then you actually qualify before you reach out as well because if they've done certain things that only means that they are interested in actually going forward with it or interested in knowing more about that specific thing, right? If that makes sense. So if you're selling lead gen services and if someone has opted in for top 5 lead gen ways, you technically do know that they are interested in lead generation, methods or strategies, right? So that means that the chances of them going forward to you, which is selling a lead gen offer, is more comparatively to a person who's just like, not at all looking for lead gen service, if that all makes sense. And the third one is the entire system, basically the entire strategy can be automated all the way from, scraping those leads and then, enriching those leads and, actually qualifying those leads, as I said. And the fourth one is feels more personal and contextual. So let's just say that, you reached out to the person who downloaded the lead gen strategy guide and then you send him a text, hey X, I saw you downloaded the lead gen strategy guide. Here's some more info about it. Obviously, it feels more personal and it also feels from the prospect's end that it's just at the right time. But they don't know that you're using intent driven strategies like this one, right? So it helps them to make the decision faster as well because that's exactly the type of information they need at that time. Timing is very crucial here. So yeah, that's why it feels personal and contextual. So now how exactly does this strategy work? The step one is find top performing posts in your niche on LinkedIn. So now let's just say that you are an AI automation agency owner that offers AI automation solutions or growth systems to mainly agencies, coaches, or consultants or whatsoever. And now what you need to do is you need to simply find competitors in your niche that are offering similar solutions. So now if I'm an AI automation agency owner, I'll simply go out onto profiles of people who are offering similar solutions as well. And then what I look for is I look for posts who have gotten more than their average engagement, such as this one. So now, obviously, it's not normal to get 8,641 comments on a LinkedIn post. So now, in case if you don't know anything about LinkedIn's algorithm, recently lead magnets have been popping off. So if it's a lead magnet, it's even better. However, if it's just a post that is talking about your ICP's pain point or solution or anything that is related to your offer, your ICP, and then once you found these posts, what you do is you scrape the people who have commented on the post using a software called Pardine, which I'm going to show exactly how in the later part of the video. But why are we scraping the people who have commented on a post, right? So now, if this post is about AI and automation, people who have commented on such a post that just by that logic, it simply means that they are interested in this topic. Now, they can be interested for two reasons. One reason is they are interested in learning more about AI and automation so that they can offer it to other businesses. Or the second one is they are interested in learning more about AI and automation so that they can use it for their own business, right? So now that simply means that you can sell it to people who are interested in using AI and automation for their own business if you are one of those people who actually offer implementation of such services instead of towards the education side, if you get my point. That's literally a gold mine for you right in front of your eyes because you literally have a qualified lead list that has proven their interest in the services that you offer, right? So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to scrape the people who have commented on such posts. And then the third point, this is the most important point, because not everyone who's going to comment on the post is going to be an ideal fit for your ICP or for your offer, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to make your ICP criteria and your qualification criteria. And then based off that, we're going to qualify all the leads who have commented based on your ICP criteria using AI, using this automation again, which exactly I'm going to show you how to set it up in the later half of the video. And then now once this part is done, we finally have an intent base plus qualified leads that are interested in your offer and match to your ICP and qualification criteria, which looks exactly like this. And by the way, guys, we'll also have the emails as well. So in case if you do not do LinkedIn outbound campaigns, you can also do email campaigns as well. But yeah, this is the winning strategy and in my words, the sniper method. So now let's just get into how exactly are we going to be automating this entire strategy, and then let's try out the strategy together, and then I'll show you guys how to actually build all the automations. First, you get the post URL from LinkedIn, which cannot be automated unfortunately because you need to select the post. But then from your Bardeen is going to help us to scrape the leads. OpenAI is going to help us to qualify the leads based on the profile information that we enrich the leads with, plus our own ICP criteria and qualification. And then finally, we are going to store the qualified lead list on Airtable, and we're going to automate every single thing with make.com. It's as simple as that. So now let's try out this strategy together so that you guys can understand on a better level. As I said that, the first step is get the post URL. So basically I got a URL of a post on LinkedIn that was doing very well and that was very similar to what I offer. And it was also kind of targeting the people that, I offer my services to as well. And in case if you're yet wondering what I offer, in simple terms, I help B2B service-based business owners to grow on LinkedIn and get more qualified book calls. So it's more like an all-bound system where we help them with inbound via content and outbound using such strategies. So yeah, that's pretty much what we do. But yeah, coming back to the video. So I've gotten the post URL, and second thing is go to body and scrape the leads who have commented on the post. So this is what the automation on body looks like. So I'm just simply going to paste the link of the post. So now just for the video purposes, we are going to do 20. However, you can scrape literally everyone who has commented on the post. Just remember that, LinkedIn is quite against such automations. So make sure that you have 10 to 15 seconds of delays in between each run. But yeah, so let's do 20. So basically it's just running in the background. And yeah, so this automation is successfully done. So now let's go over to our Airtable base to see how it looks like. So these are the people that have commented under that post, right? So now this is not it, right? Because we yet need to qualify these people based on our offer and also our ICP qualification criteria, just so that we don't waste or either it's a software cost to send out messages or emails to them, or if you do it manually, then we don't waste your time on people who aren't a good fit for your offers, right? So yes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to head over to make.com. This is our AI lead qualification agent. So, which is going to take in lead information such as, their about info, their company name, their headlines, etc., along with the business information and offer information. We feed it in this OpenAI module. which again I'll show you when we are building it out together. Based on that, it will qualify them, and all the leads that are qualified will go through your, and all the leads that are qualified will go through your. So let's try out this out. As you can see, the first lead itself was qualified, but yeah, as you guys can see that the automation is done, and out of the 20 leads that we scraped, 6 were qualified and 14 were not qualified. So you guys can understand that, right? If you guys do use this system in volumes for, like 1,000 leads or like 2,000 leads, this is going to save you a lot of time and money as well, because it's going to detect unqualified leads straight away before even you guys reach out to them. So this is going to be a massive time and cost saver for you guys. But yeah, build this Airtable interface in a way that all the qualified leads are separate and all the unqualified leads. So it also gives a bit of reasoning as well why this lead is qualified according to our qualification agents. So yeah, but let's see, why is Matthew qualified for us? Yep. So if you see this point, right? Because I had emphasized importance on proven offer and services to my ICT agent. So exactly why they've marked as qualified. But yeah, if you get the point, like it's pretty much going to show you a valid reason for each one of these leads. But now let's check out the unqualified leads and their reasoning. As you can see, the lead does not match the ICT because it's a custom. So that not difference. This is exactly what I need. Like I'm not targeting people who have a role of a customer success director. Like even though he's working at a consultancy, but he's not the right person to reach out to, right? So yeah, as you can see that even though a tech consultancy might be like a fit for me, but I definitely do not want to reach out to someone who's a customer success director. I would rather reach out to someone who's a CEO or the marketing director. If you get the point. Let's check out another reason as well. So as you can see, like it appears that they are a freelancer to them, which is exactly again not my ICT. But yeah, so I hope you've understood the point and the importance of this lead qualification assistant for you guys. Yeah, now you can literally use this entire system again and again till you have a qualified lead list for yourself, and then all you can simply do is simply, if you guys send out email campaigns, then export this list and then but feed it to your email campaign software and send out hyper personalized emails. Or if you just want to send out messages to them on LinkedIn, you can simply do it manually, or check out and simply again import this list to any LinkedIn automation software that sends out DMs and connection requests and things like that. But yes, so this is pretty much the entire strategy and also the system around it. So now let's head over to Bardeen, where I can show you how to build the comment scraper. When you head over to Bardeen, right, at the same time, I'll also be mentioning all the links of the softwares in the description below in case you can't find them. But now, when you head over to Bardeen, obviously they'll tell you to download the extension, and once you open the extension, this is what it looks like. So now they have this really cool feature where you can literally tell AI what to automate. So you don't really need to build it yourself as well. So you can simply write, I want to scrape comments along with them. As simple as that. I mean, you can literally copy paste what I wrote. But all you need to do is just write that, and Bardeen AI itself, will build the entire automation for you. It's as simple as that. So yeah, now all you need to do is just modify a few things. So basically, but yeah, as you can see that, it's practically done. And then let's just check out a few steps that they do. It's exactly the same one that I use for myself as well. So now, if you remember, I mentioned that if you're scraping comments in a very high volume, then make sure to have custom delays in seconds. Like at least like 10 15 seconds. So this is where you can edit out those things and then add extract the data to Airtable. For this, you need to connect your Airtable base and then simply add all the information that you scrape to the Airtable base. But yes, and obviously you can. It's not necessary that you need to use Airtable. You can also use Google Sheets for this as well. But yeah, now if you want specific custom things to scrape from the leads, then all you need to do is just click on Edit Scraper, and then it will take you over to your LinkedIn, and you can just simply select the things that you want to scrape and what not to scrape. It's as simple as that. And once it's done, all you need to do is set up and test once, and then save and run. As simple as that. In case if you guys run into any errors, then make sure to let me know in the comments, and I'll try to solve them as soon as possible. But yes, this is pretty much lead scraping plus enrichment agent. But yeah, now let's head over to make.com so that we can make our lead qualification agent. So this is pretty much the entire make.com scenario, right? So now when you're building a scenario from scratch, all you do is put the plus icon. And obviously this is only if you're using Airtable. If you're using Google Sheets, then it might have different options. But yes, go to Airtable, select watch records. And now all you need to do is select the base that you created and select the table, and as simple as that. And also when you're creating the Airtable base, make sure that you create a separate field which is called created time. As simple as that. That's all you need to do. Simply click on save. The next option that we need to add is an OpenAI create a completion. This is what it looks like, where select the model as 4.0 latest, which is technically the best model for this use case. And then in the context, this is you can exactly copy paste the prompt that I've used. In simple terms, we've basically given it a role as a B2B G2M go-to-market specialist that needs to evaluate the qualification status of the leads. But yes, and then so once this is done, right, what you do is add a message, select the role as user, and then in the text content, all you do is write your business information, offer information, and as many details about your ICP and your qualification criteria. It's as simple as that. And once that's done, all you need to do is just click on save. As simple as that. And the other one, then you add JSON model. So you simply search for JSON, and then so you add parse JSON. Then out here in the JSON string, you simply choose this. Then you click on save. Then you add a router where, yeah, then you add a router where, and then you add two Airtable modules for updating a record. So the way you add them is update the record. This one. And now, before we go ahead with setting up these two modules, this is a very important point here. So out here, basically this means that the leads that are qualified will only go to here, which will be saved in a separate qualification table. If you remember, I had two separate tables, one qualified and the other one was not qualified. So the ones that are qualified will go to here. So this model will update that specific table, and the ones that are not qualified will go to here, and it will update the one table where we have all the unqualified leads. So the way you set it up is simply click on this icon, click on set up a filter. You label it as, you can call it whatever you want, and then condition, choose a condition, is qualification, and text operator equals to qualified. The same thing goes for this one, where you label it as whatever you want. You choose the same condition, but instead of the text operator being qualified, you choose it as not qualified. And then you set up the Airtable bases, where you select the same base, you select the same table. Now the record ID, right? This record ID is the ID that we get from very first model. So you choose this ID here, and then simply update the reasoning which our AI agent gives us of why this specific lead is qualified or not qualified, and choose the status as qualified, obviously. And the same thing, you can literally, just duplicate, yeah, and just clone this module and just change one simple thing, which is the status, and you can change it to not qualified. As simple as that. And there you go. You build an entire automated system around an intent-driven LinkedIn lead gen strategy. But yes, I've mentioned all the links for all the automation templates in the description below. So if you want to directly, access to these templates, then you can just simply go to the link in the description. Just download these templates and start using the system right away. If you're someone who's looking to grow on LinkedIn and book more qualified calls for your business, but want to skip a trial and error process, then I'll also leave a link in the description below to book in a call with us where I can explain you our entire process and see if we are a good fit for each other or not. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this entire video. I hope this video helps. Let me know in the comments in case if you guys run into any issues or if you guys have any similar video recommendations for me as well. But yes, talk to you soon.